Here's meteorologist Stephen Jones.
Well, looking out to the west with our time lapse, you can see we had plenty of sunshine earlier today. Daytime highs pushing up towards that 100-degree mark for a pretty warm Thursday across the area. And of course, getting that great sunset, got some thunderstorms into the area just to the north past San Angelo. Now they're off towards the east, but just a beautiful sunset out there for us across the Concho Valley. And still a pretty warm day, but cooling off, especially thanks to some of that rain-cooled air off towards the northeast. 71 there in Coleman, 83 here in town, 86 in Robert Lee. The warm spot going to be off towards the south in Sonora at 88 degrees. So a good 17-degree spread across the Concho Valley right now with some of that rain-cooled air off towards the northeast. And when we're looking at the dew points, this is the fuel that those storms are working with. Dew points in the 60s in a lot of the eastern counties, 63 in Brady, 65 in Coleman, 66 down there in Mason. A little drier here in San Angelo, 52, 53 in Robert Lee. Relative humidity indices really rising from those 20s all the way into the 70s as you work your way out towards the east. So as they work their way into this area, could still see a pretty favorable conditions for some of those torrential downpours and maybe even some hail and high winds, especially with it. As far as the upper level pattern, our next couple of days, this is what's going to be driving that heat dome, really 99, 100 degrees the next couple of days. That upper level ridge centering over us for the next couple of days, but right behind it by Memorial Day and into the rest of the week, going to see this upper level trough working in some good Pacific moisture as well, some weak disturbances, and going to be some sustained rain. It looks like really Sunday, or really across the entire 7-day forecast, going to have chances of rain, but Sunday throughout next Friday, going to still see more and more of that energy working in. So plenty of rain chances, and hopefully we get in on some more than we saw today with that San Angelo bubble pretty much in full effect. For today's severe weather outlook, really targeting areas across the Lone Star State with that level 2 out of 5 risk from the Metroplex down into some of our northern counties, including us here in San Angelo, but most of that severe threat for today has passed us to the east now. The rest of us in that level 1 out of 5 risk, so still dealing with high winds, hail, like I said. Can't rule out just maybe one tornado trying to fire up, but like I said, the main threats, high winds and hail, especially with this storm system. For tomorrow, we're going to see 1 out of 5 risk really clipping our western counties, and then we could still see some of those strong storms pushing into some San Angelo and some of our central counties as well. But overall, the severe chance is not looking quite as likely as we saw today. But looking at the current radar across the state, you can see the severe thunderstorm watch box really going from areas of central North Texas into west central Texas here, including most of our eastern counties getting a little bit of a zoom in. Still some severe thunderstorm warnings going off. This is going to be through about midnight tonight for this severe thunderstorm watch. And when we're looking a little bit closer into the Concho Valley, still have the severe thunderstorm warning really off towards the east, Concho County into McCulloch County, Menard County. This storm really producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe up to that quarter-size hail, but not too bad in terms of the hail right now. At least it looks like I'm not seeing too many purples on the radar out there. Getting even a closer look, you can see getting ready to move into Brady. Looks like Eden just getting in on some of those downpours. Luckily, Coleman starting to move out of your area and moving more towards Brownwood now, it looks like. And as we go into that future cast, going to be dealing with this for a couple more hours. Like I said, that severe thunderstorm watch through about midnight to 1 a.m. should be moving off towards the east, and then we're going to be clear throughout the overnight hours. Just some partly cloudy skies tomorrow, another round on the way. But looks like what we saw yesterday should be dissipating as it makes its way into the area. We'll see if they can try to hold on to a little more strength by Saturday. Another round as we go into the afternoon and evening. That dry line just really relentless on firing off some storms, but once again should be dissipating as they work their way into the Concho Valley. So we're going to see just how much we can get in terms of precipitation totals these next few days. For tonight, under the partly cloudy skies, 68 degrees. Those just few storms around till about 1 a.m. or so. Winds still pretty breezy out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Kicks up a little bit more tomorrow towards that 20-mile-per-hour gusts. 99 is what I'm calling, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that 100 degrees on the board once again. Still a 10 to 20% chance of rain as we work through the day with that storm system working in. So hoping for some more rain than we saw today, but hoping we could avoid any of the hail. Then be pretty warm through Sunday, but the rain chance is going to be sustained 40 to 50% there by Memorial Day, and really going throughout the week 30% with daytime highs only in those 80s. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more KSAN.